Hello.
Hi. How
We
was the
are
time?
finally ready. Um,
Yeah, apologies about the late start. I was finishing up some character sheet stuff. The move over to the 2024 um character sheets borked some of my stuff, so I needed to edit it real quick, and that ended up eating up some time.
yeah, the new character sheets are pretty good, but there's a bit of teething problems with them. I don't think they're quite fully ready for the rollout. But regardless, we're here now,
Yeah.
and today we will be focusing on Team Enigma once again.
Yep, using them for some testing.
So,
So, to set the scene, oh, go
just
ahead.
before
Do
you
you
do
have
that,
something you want to say?
for the
Sure.
purposes of testing today, we'll be trying out Consulted characters. So, for those who are not aware, Consulted characters are essentially two classes at once. This is different to multi-classing, where you have to choose which class you pick when you level up. Today, characters will be having 5 levels of 2 different classes. Just to quickly run through them, I will be playing at Natalie Knight and Gris Pajarea. Natalie is a pugilist paladin, and Gris is a barbarian fighter. So we're going to see how this works using the new 2024 rulebook.
Yes, indeed, and I'll be running Sukramakio, who is a fighter ranger, and Ashen Dusk, who is a artificer wizard, which is funny because I have a 2014 class and a 2024 class, both sharing the same character sheet, and yet it still, oddly enough, works.
Well, they did always say there was going to be backwards compatible. Anyway, set the scene and
Yeah,
let's begin.
yep. So, since their last breach into the Abyss, Team Enigma spent some time recuperating, collecting themselves, training and rating themselves up, but also equipping themselves, studying and learning under Fellwater, um, under Professor Knights and others, and they've decided now to give an honest try at an abyss break to set out to fight the Stillborn Muse now that they've encountered it, now that they understand it a bit, and to try and see if they can be some of the ones to explore avenues of attack against it that others haven't used to try and figure out how to finally be rid of this nigh immortal creature. So, after quite a bit of trekking and some backup, along with the assistance of a few Abyss Walkers who specialize in navigating the Abyss, Team Enigma finds themselves deep inside the Dreaming Abyss, where the haunting song has grown more intense, more twisted, and picked up several undertones, spoken and carried over by other Grimm, by the entities and beings who were warped and altered by the Abyss, who were once perhaps even human or something else entirely, but have now fallen to Grimm as everything else has. The Stillborn Muse plucks at the mind, hauntingly so, by toying and teasing with visions of what never was and what couldn't be anymore, by showing individuals different iterations of themselves had certain things had or hadn't happened, alternate lifestyles, alternate lives. It's difficult for many to face, but after their last exposure and the belief in their ability to work together, Team Enigma's as ready as they think they can be.
All right.
Let me clear those real quick.
As we've kind of gotten here on the way in, Nat will have used one of her channel divinities, um, and she will have used it for Peerless Athlete. So that's just on the way here because it lasts an hour. This just gives her advantage on strength-based checks and strength athletics and dex acrobatics, which for this character is
Sure,
very
sure.
good. So I'll roll initiative for Gris first. He'll share with
Mm-hmm.
Sukra. So 15. He rolls at advantage due to the fighter champion subclass. And now I'm rolling for that with the standard penalties of -6 to whatever they get. So, you know. Good job.
Oh, we love the -2.
It's a -6.
Yeah, well, like the -6 total for the total of -2.
She shares with Ashen, so they go on a 6.
Yep. Oh, yeah, no, it is a 6 that they're going on. Correct. Stillborn Muse. Fantastic. This strange creature normally doesn't bother direct conflicts itself. It prefers to linger deep in the abyss and let its song do the work, plucking at the minds and trying to fray down the nerves of those who approach by pulling them deep into memories, and those that succumb eventually find themselves trapped in crystal, unable to do anything but experience lives that they've never gotten to live, over and over and over again, ad infinitum.
There it is.
With that in mind, unsurprisingly, the two frontliners of the group are going to be taking the lead.
Gris knows what he must do. He's going to activate his semblance using fairy dust. Gris is a colorless invariant mutation, lacking of a better word, for movement phase. So he will move 30 feet. I just fucking forget how you guys move that character token. I'm stupid. Okay, let's just so Gris has used his bonus action to activate his semblance. He is currently pink. Luckily, there is a pink color. The burst of fairy dust, as Suyin uses it, creates an area around him it's hard to say what it is, but it's pleasant in this nightmarish realm. He has a job to do. He's not raging yet.
Not yet. By contrast, where the other three had spent their time in warm, almost familiar places, Suker spent his time diving back into his usual haunt, the Nightshade Abyss, and kind of tapping into his inner self and working through some of his pain, his frustrations. And that's manifested of recent as more understanding of Abyss in general, almost a natural intuitiveness. Man's is a Gloomstalker, so we're going to get in nice and close. As he passes by, Gris runs his hand along the totem, the weapon that Gris uses, and will go on ahead and pay a bit of aura to give it the rot offensive functionality, which will give it plus 2d4 poison on hit. Yep. And that's everything that Suker wants to do for movement. The Stillborn Muse stirs, uncurling from its twisted form where it had wrapped around itself, its limbs entangled, standing to its full towering height. The mouth opens, and screaming out is a cacophony of voices and undertones, warping and distorting the air around it as the corruption begins to grow intense. Ashen is immune, but the other three will gain 3 corruption.
Yep.
What does the Stillborn Muse want to do today?
Preferably die.
It almost seems to draw on the corruption around itself, and as it does, it's like a heat haze developing around it, where you can see fractaled images of itself replicated hundreds of times over, dancing and shimmering around itself. That is what it is doing. It will be forfeiting its movement to get an additional action.
So Nat's turn. She will
Yep.
take a deep breath. What was the study research that others gave for possibly how to defeat the Stillborn Muse?
The muse seems to respond to different kinds of sounds, noises, humming, singing, different words being spoken. It responds very negatively to positive words being spoken. It lashes out, it grows in intensity and anger, and those that have managed to successfully vanquish it while reciting warmer stories have noted that it takes longer to reform, which leads the current line of thought is that it is waiting for a certain song or story to be told to it while it is being vanquished before it can finally pass on peacefully.
Nat will use her 30 feet of movement to move up to behind Gris and Sukra, but she will use long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet equal to your strength modifier if you move at least 10 foot immediately before the jump. Um, because she has a peerless athlete, her high jump, long jump is increased, so she's going to jump on this thing and try and latch onto it. Try and like pretty much wrap herself around its jaw to shut this thing up.
A vault and a leap. Go on ahead.
So 30 feet for standard, and then she'll jump straight onto it. I will need to be moved above the token.
Yep, hold on.
So this will be a strength athletics check because it is a long jump. Advantage. Let's see how this looks. 22.
All right. Let me counter in kind. Almost like it remembers, it tries to rear and pull the head back, the voice screaming and crying out. As you grab on, you feel brief flashes of the myriad lives that this thing is living in tandem. That in every one of the lives that it shows, there's another version of it floating around out there, and they are all connected. They are all one. They're all experiencing the lives together, and it is maddening. It's so much information all at once that nothing and no one could process all of that and remain sane.
That will end her movement phase.
All right. Ashen's gonna move into position. Do we have any spells we want at the moment? No. He could have sat back, but honestly, he wants to be able to respond and help out his team, given his abilities, and he needs to be a little bit closer for some of them. So that'll be where we call movement. We move into actions now.
Gris will shoot it with his gun.
Fire away. Super will take a 5-foot step.
Actually, no, he won't use the gun part. He will use the dust burst, loading in 3 units of fairy dust.
Fire away.
So
Or it's a save on its end, isn't it?
Save, yeah.
So, what was I think it was a dex save?
Yes, I believe it is. That'll be full damage.
Yep. 16's the save, so yeah. Fire away. I think that's 3d8.
3d8. Oh, shit. Whoa, okay, this is weird. Roll 3d8. So all of this is radiant damage. 15. I gotta work that out. That's weird. Teething pains with the new character sheet options.
All right. Due to its own features, this still activates on ranged attacks, but not in the conventional way.
Damage deals
The
still
refracted images of itself dance and flicker, and from the mirrored images come cries of pain. Gracie will gain 7 corruption due to its
I
features. Due to its features, it can still use its abilities even at ranged. It just inflicts half damage as corruption instead.
because I'm attuned to fairy dust. I think we said that I resist that.
Yep. So you'll take 3 corruption.
Ow. So his that uses all of his attacks for the phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a balancing mechanic for it, so that's Chris's attack phase done.
All right, so Suker is going to mark it with Hunter's Mark. We're in Greatsword right now. We have Hunter's Mark on. I've already used that on somebody else, so I can't. Alrighty then. We're gonna swing. That is going to hit. As a part of that, we will use the Dreadful Strikes. So we're gonna do some damage. Again, it shrieks in pain. And as it does, the shrieks, kind of muffled as they are through the bound mouth and the refracted images, rebound back. You watch Suker kind of flinch, as he will be taking some corruption back for his efforts. Due to rot, he will heal.
That's so fun.
And he synergizes well with corruption, or at the very least, somewhat better than most. It still can reduce his maximum HP, but he'll be topped off pretty consistently. Extra attack, because why the fuck not?
What's the mastery for Greatsword? Is it like cleaving?
Graves. Those are no longer applying. Hunter's Mark is still on. Swing. That is a hit. God. Just chunking into this thing. Axe and Surge, and we'll do it again, because we can. Whap. That will be a miss. Mental Break will apply, which will turn it into a hit. We are at 1 stack
Doesn't
already.
Wait, what's the skill that he picked up where if he takes repeated actions, is it over several turns? Or is it only skill checks?
He did not have the bonus action to use that. That's measured success. He did not have the bonus action to use it.
No, the other one that he's got.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The other one. Oh, well, yeah, he would actually. That would hit then.
Because
Yay, I don't have to
he's
worry
taken
about.
repeated action twice.
Yep, we're sticking with the same actions. Just swing in a minute. Or swing. Cleaving in. Gotta love fighters. And we will actually forfeit this one to issue a command to. Well, Nat is on board, so we'll issue a command to Nat to go for the throat. As part of that command, we will also hand you a command die. So if you fail the roll, you can re-roll it.
Alright, cool.
So if you hit, you will add the result of this d8 to the damage. Oh, shit.
Thanks.
You're welcome. That's all I got for you, friend.
Hey, it's one more
The
than
commander. Wait for an action surge. We have burning a superiority die. We burned a dread ambusher, a favorite enemy. There we go. That's all the things I've spent this turn. Resources convert. So, if you'd like to, you can spend your reaction to make an attack against it here.
Yes, I shall. I have 2 reactions because I'm a funny character. I'm gonna punch it. Because
Go for it.
because I'm grappling it, I have advantage due to grappler. And because of a bunch of other funny numbers. 15. I think that hits.
15 will does not. Oh well, the 16 would make it hit. Yes.
Hey, get in.
However, you can choose to reroll and see if you can squeeze a little higher or possibly get a crit out of it with the commander die.
I will just take the 15 because I'm going to go for some consistency. I'm going to use a paladin ability.
Ooh, paladin abilities, go Bert.
I am going to smite this thing.
That's a way to go for the throat. Alright, I knew it was coming.
So I gotta find the smite again. It is Shining Smite.
Ooh.
So now all attacks against this thing have advantage. So this will do an additional 2d6 radiant damage to it. I'm going to get blown the fuck up. I have make your metal on. I'll need to roll the 2d6 separately. There it is. So damage from the unarmed strike, 11, and then roll 2d6. 7 radiant damage.
Well, I'll tack that on, so 19 total damage. Which means you take 9 corruption.
Ow. I think the
Very
way
nice.
that the magic will form from that is, although her aura is quite dark, the way that it works and how it attunes to people and can change and shift and bend and become almost anything else. There are flickers of other colors of friends and allies in the past, gold and yellows shining like sunrises, rose red, other colors that just seem to shimmer across this creature, as if help from other places, other friends, other allies seem to want to guide this team of ragtag misfits into slaying a monster that needs to be destroyed. So I also lose -10, or because I smited. That's her reaction and bonus action gone because I needed to use it for the smite.
Yep. Alrighty then, that ends Suker's actions. And she's done hers? Oh no, Gris has done his.
Yep.
Which means we're up to the Stillborn doing its actions. It has forfeited its movement, so we're going to be throwing out some claws here today. We're going to try and... We'll spend one of our actions to try and break off of Nat.
Good luck with that. Okay. I gotta find strength athletics.
Let's do that athletics.
26.
Well, then you'll just get 3 claws. Claw, claw, claw.
All of those miss.
Jesus Christ.
Just trying to rip me apart.
Yep, and it was just flailing, scratching at the air, ripping into its own body, which immediately begins to mend.
Ew.
It has not managed to gain any corruption yet, and we are not at the start of things, so that is all it can do. I mean, Ashton's just going to spellcast, so if you want to go, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I've got advantage on this thing now. It's gonna hurt me when I punch it, but I'm gonna punch it. So I go for the throat. I'm gonna do what I'm told. All of these will be at advantage. So this advantage lasts for, oops, shit. I believe it's concentration for a minute. Benefit from the invisible. I'm pretty sure it's only a minute, so we'll just do. I'm gonna punch it with my hands.
Throw hands.
So I can only make 2 attacks because I've already used my bonus action. 25. Oh shit! Oh no!
That's a lot of damage.
Oh brother! Okay, so rolling the first attack. That is 10.
You'll take 5 corruption.
Yep. And unarmed crit. This will deal a lot more. 23.
Fantastic. So, Stillborn Muse, I require
Hey! Can I wait?
as this. Go
No. I
ahead.
still have a reaction. I don't like that. I want to stop that from happening.
Yep, as you can hear the echoing sounds of your own lives calling out to you. The happy laughter, the pained screams and sorrow.
Alright, I'm going to use... So, as part of the extra skills that we have from interacting with other characters, from Taya, Natalie has a second reaction that can be used. And her first skill, Counterpunch, when a character makes a ability that requires a verbal component or simply talks too much, she can make an attack of opportunity against that creature. So she'll be using both in
Alrighty
this
then.
instance. She'll use Fisticuffs.
Right. That's some fucking damage.
Okay, 26.
Yep, and you'll gain a
So-
total of 26 corruption off of both attacks.
Ow! But when I require you to make a con save
Oh yeah, that's right.
to see if the ability triggers.
It's still, I mean, you'll still get to punch the shit out of it. You will
Yeah.
just be taking 23 damage, sonic damage back.
Yeah, so you save on the throw.
Mm-hmm.
So I take 23
So-
sonic damage, or is it sonic damage or corruption?
It is sonic damage. You are attacking in melee. So Nat, what this is that it's your own lives calling out to you and kind of the reflexive pain of pulling away from some of those. What do some of Natalie's alternate lives look like, the ones that maybe she might be reluctant to let go of in that moment?
I think the lives where she is with her friends, where there's no stress, no worry about the pressures of being who she is, the friends that she has, the acceptance that she's fine just as her. On a boat heading towards a small island. Flashes, but then visions of a storm, visions of nightmarish creatures running through streets of other cities that she has to try and defend. A man shooting a man she sees as her father, nightmarish things. It's just a mix and swirl of emotions, as complicated as she is. But through all of that, she does her best to hold on, because holding on is all she has. It's all she's ever done, and it's all she will ever know.
Mm-hmm. And hold on, she does, with some regret and no small amount of pain. She pulls herself back out of the memories that try to swallow her up.
I should have been taking less damage. Maybe +4. I fell water's hat.
Yes, you do.
Yay. That ends her combat phase.
Alright, Ashen, I believe in you, friend. You're not too worried yet. Not that you can do anything about it. So I think we're gonna... God, why the fuck does Ashen have extra attack? I know why, but like... Yeah, alright, well, we're gonna fire off. Okay. Thanks, Ashen.
Yeah. Remember, that's an advantage too. All attacks have advantage.
Yep. Let me... Really just rolling to see if I get a crit. I do not. From the mechanical palm of one of his prosthetics, 3 thin wire lines fire off, connecting to the side of this beast and starting to arc lightning. It roars in pain. Unfortunately, he's in. Oh no, he's immune. He's immune to
He's
passive
immune.
corruption gain. I love it. He had moved, so we can extra attack with the. That is the only ranged option you have that isn't magic, so we're just going to taser pop again. Fortunately, you can't do the shock, so it's literally just the whack of fuck. I need to remember to roll advantage for a little bit of lightning damage.
Oh, I need to roll a con save.
Yes, you do. DC should be 13.
14.
You're good. Alright, and then that finishes up all of that. Start of the next turn.
We regen, so plus 15 for this slot.
Yep.
3 corruption. At start of turn, that'll. Oh shit, no.
You'll be getting 11 corruption.
Sorry.
As the corruption grows more intense.
Okay, plus 8. Chris will gain plus 4 because he's special. And I also get to deal damage to this thing because I have a grapple.
Yep, go for it.
So this is just part of the unarmed fighting style grappler. Because she already has unarmed damage dice, we've just kind of gone, yeah, she can just kind of have a little bit of extra damage for free.
You love it.
She just like kicks its tooth. It's like, ow, my foot.
Yep.
So many other
thankfully, due
characters
to rounding down, you don't gain any corruption off of that, so.
get in. But I am online, so Gris will use his bonus action to activate his semblance proper. To rage, he already activated his semblance. My bad. And then move closer. And he'll like stand here.
All right. So he's gonna pay some HP here. We're going to use that for a free movement to vault up. Land up next to Nat. Hello.
That is visually trying to hold back tears. Like, she's not having fun.
When is she ever?
Fair.
Well, if she was feeling bad before, she's gonna be feeling a lot worse. Because the only thing we can do is inflict her with rotting. So any of her regeneration's inverted for here on, and as long as Sucre maintains it, he'll do that as his bonus. He did a free movement. He will forfeit his action. Item interaction swap over to twin short swords. That will be everything Sucre can do. A lot, but he's prepping up for a funny turn. All of her attacks do an additional 2d4 poison on hit. So that's everything Sucre can do. Gris has done everything he can do.
Yep.
Alright, well, Muse is going to be forfeiting. It will also be maintaining its same ability it had before. Mirrored Self is going to be reapplied. Forfeiting its action. Nat.
She will forego movement. She's exactly where she needs to be.
I figured Ashen will do the same.
As a free action, she will activate her semblance. Blackout is online.
Alright. Blackout go Bert.
I'll go first.
Feel free.
Gris wants to try and knock this thing over. He's going to use the Inca Totem. While raging, he has the Fairy Dust boost and Sucre Semblance. So this attack will be at advantage with the intent to knock this thing over. He will also add +1 to the damage and the roll because it is opening gambit. No, he's already done opening gambit, but he's attacking it again, so only +1 to the roll, no +1 to damage.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Where have I fucked up?
Did you put the... Oh, yeah, the 2d4 adding to the attack and not to the, not to the
Done.
damage. So we
I
know
also
it's
did it with the
adding
fairy
6
dust.
to the damage. Yeah.
Fairy dust.
So we're adding 11 damage on hit.
Yep, I will get rid of these because they're going to piss me off otherwise. So, Inca Totem will damage. So that's actually because of Great Weapon
17.
Master. Yeah, 17.
Oh, yeah, you're rolling 2 of those.
Well, they just become 3s.
Oh, okay.
So 6, so 15 damage plus 9 plus 6. So, roll.
30 damage. Ooh.
And I need a con save to remain standing. Yeah, it saves.
And it's staying upright.
I'm gonna hit it
So,
again.
as you slam into it, it's going to roar, and it has 2 concentration effects, or at least 2 contested effects on it right now. So I need a Constitution from both Nat and Suker.
Okay.
It is a
So
save. We're good on
Constitution
Suker.
saving throw. She rolls normally. 25.
All right, both of them maintain it. All right, you may continue.
Um, that will use as it roars. She will use her reaction to punch it. It talks too much. So she will roll
Punch.
this at advantage. Punch, 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 punch. There's so much shit in my way. 13 misses.
Let me check if Suker can do anything about this. Oh, you do a +1. It is inflicted, so yeah, you're +1 accuracy, so that will hit.
Oh, sick. Damage.
Gotta love the fact that you benefit off of all Suker's abilities.
So she now has Blackout online and Sucre's Rot. Take off unarmed crit. 29.
That's a chunky fist. To be fair, it is
She
buffed
needs
from
it.
multiple sources.
And a saving throw to avoid it doing whatever it did. I know it didn't do anything, but like I still want to like try and shut it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think a 14.
That's actually a fail. Yeah, that's a fail. If it's against damage, yes.
It's against. I think it is meant to be against half, or yeah, I think I need to add this half. Yeah, so it goes to do whatever it did, and she just like
throw punches it,
kicks it in the throat. She's not that impressive.
Drops a few octaves as the notes cut off.
So that frees up Gris to attack again.
Black fuck, Gris, I believe in you.
So this is. I want to add this effect. So.
Come on, Gris.
So this is advantage still. And turn that on. Inca Totem. Blah. 22.
That definitely hits.
31.
Jesus, that's so much damage. Chunky soup damage.
ends his turn because he had to use his movement and bonus action, so he only has those 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I could action surge, but I want to hold on to that.
Don't we all? Alright, Suker, you have things you can do. So, does that actually... Hold on, let me see something real quick. That is natural regeneration, so in which case, it was smart of me to take this kit. I can do a 2nd level spell currently. Then his wisdom is +2. So we'll lay a hand on Nat and just kind of give her a reassuring nod as his first action. Cure wounds, she'll heal for 11.
Beautiful. That pretty much gets her +11.
Yep.
Yep, that does a lot.
We will...
Oh, it needs to make a con save to
use...
avoid being knocked prone.
Yes, it does. Nope, that is Suker. I don't need Suker, I need Stillborn Muse.
Yep. I gather it's always going to say, but it's worth just like gambling on it.
We will bonus look to Gris and give him the same command we gave Nat. We're gonna try and get rid of this thing as fast as possible, so we'll give him a command die. And then we will attack, offhand attack. Nope, can't offhand attack. I use my bonus, so attack. That should not be a graze that... sorry, I had the wrong thing enabled. It is Vex on the short sword.
Remember, all attacks have advantage.
Yes, they do. Give me a second here. Not used to toggling it all the way up there. Alright, let's fix this real quick. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, so short sword. Well, both of those hit. It is 10, 16, 26 damage. That'll be Suker's turn. Muse is gonna go. We are just gonna start handing out attacks here. We will try and break free of Nat first.
Good luck. Oh man. Advantage, strength, athletics.
Ooh. Ooh, she's holding on though. She feels her arms straining under the effort. In which case, 2 attacks at Nat, 1 at Suker. So that'll be Nat,
Yep.
Suker.
Both hit.
All of them are gonna hit. Suker will reaction insert his sword in between Nat, which will up her AC by 4. Do they still hit?
They still hit, both of them.
Well, he tried. So that'll be 11 slashing, 10 corruption on the first. And then 12 slashing, 5 corruption on the second. Those are at Nat. So total of 19 slashing, 15 corruption after damage reductions.
Yep, I always forget the damage reduction. I'll just do plus. God bless this hat.
Suker does not have anything for that. He's already used his reaction, so he can't do anything about that. That'll end its turn. Alright, Nat. I believe in you.
You may believe in her.
Oh wait, doesn't... Oh no, next level's the paladin. God, she's literally 1 level off of adding her charisma to everything.
Yeah, was like so close. I almost said, hey, can we do 6? I think it'll be funny, but I decided against it. What she will do, however, is... Wait, is Ashen within range? Yes, he is. You may believe in her, but she also believes in her friends. She's going to use one of her actions to use the aid spell. Everybody, so she'll sink 10. We all gain a 5 aura increase. Well, you guys all gain 5 aura. I don't. Plus, so that goes to our maximum.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of dangling from the moor, looking up at her friend that just tried to protect her. Chris looking to topple a titan with nothing more than wood and metal. Ashen doing his best. That sounds slightly insulting, but I mean it as a good thing, I promise. We know what we've got to do. When we hit it, talk about something positive, a memory, something that makes us happy. What we want to see when we go home, the lives that we want to live. We cannot let this thing twist us. Not anymore. And with a defiant roar, using her second action from foregoing movement, she's gonna punch this thing.
Punch.
On the first one, she wants to talk about going home, seeing her friends and family.
Thank you, Nat.
Um.
Oh, beautiful.
So I've already used my. Have I used my bonus action this turn? I haven't. I want to smite this.
Smites go Bert.
So this will be a divine smite, which I can cast for free. Does this count as something that would give me the extra D8?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is an aberration. It is evil. So.
So she'll let out a scream as she drives her fist, looking to pierce through it as she is attuned to it with blackout. And something else cool that will happen is she will use Inspiring Smite. So I will do damage. This is plus 24 for 47 damage.
Some fucking damage.
She will use her Channel Divinity to give everybody temporary HP. So this will be additional temporary HP of roll 2d8 plus 5. So everybody gains 15 temporary HP.
Needed it.
So, well, that's one of her attacks. Let's do it again. Again, she screams out about wanting to learn to become better, to help and protect and save people from monsters like this. Only 35. I feel like, oh no, I fucked that up, but it's a 19 on the dice, so.
Yeah, that's.
Make your metal is still on. Divine Smites go off. Sucre Rot stays on. Actually, Sucre Rot. It should have add an extra 8 damage to that fisticuffs. Because I forgot to add Sucre's crit. Rot. For another 21.
So solid damage. As you slam into it this time, it is not this unearthly natural scream that echoes out of it. Or at least it still is, but there's an undertone under it. What sounds like a small girl sobbing in pain.
I believe I've already used my reaction this round, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's just the sounds of it reacting to getting hit.
Oh, that's just me thinking out loud as well.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Ashen. You are very attentive, my friend. I think we're going to take the opportunity to look at something real quick. Can we sort out some information? Some. enough that he can let you guys all know, pass on that um, that it's on its last legs. It is barely holding itself together. The body is already starting to crack and break under the force. Black mist is starting to seep out in gaps in between it. Do we want to? No, we don't. In which case, can we? We can. You are proficient in it, Ashen. We will take the opportunity, Ashen mumbles, not to anybody in particular, but to an entity that at times some people find it weird that he practitions to, Thaneric, the god of death, the Athelian god of death of all things. But it's an entity that has spoken to Ashen before and that he's had the opportunity to speak back to. The two have reached what counts, I guess, as an agreement, and this time he's going to do it again. He's going to reach out to Thaneric and he's going to ask. He's going to ask the Athelian god of death how he can, from what the information that he knows, that whatever this thing is, it used to be human, or at the very least, it's close enough. The sounds, the lives that it lived and didn't live that the others have been seeing, it's enough for Ashen to piece together an understanding, and he's operating on a hunch here of stories that he's heard before. So he's going to pray to Thaneric and ask for guidance, divine guidance in a way. Oh, Ashen, you beautiful bastard. We love it. Ashen begins to recite a story. It'll be in Athelian because that is one of the languages he knows, and that's where he knows the story from. And as he does, the muse starts to claw at the ground, its shrieks start to ascend in pitch. The extra sounds fade away, the myriad images dancing around begin to almost still. The air grows intense as the corruption grows deeper still. You can feel the shift in the air that is Ashen's reciting this story, how the words echo and linger, how the muse is thrashing against it. The others can tell just by the way it's reacting that Ashen's hit it dead on. He's figured out the exact story that needs to be recited, and now it just needs to be brought down while he's reciting it.
Movement
It
phase?
is.
I
Yep.
assume none of us are moving.
No, but we are. Everyone's getting 24 corruption.
Do I heal that? Oh no, I get plus 24.
You do heal that. You are under the effects of rot. So you still gain the corruption, but you also heal.
I am at max. So that becomes 85, but I also get my plus 15 from that. Plus 12 because Gris is resistant to corruption right now. My goat.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's back to full. We love it. Alrighty then. Yep, we are back in movement. Forfeiting. Speaker has anything he wants to do is the question. He's got a few different.
He used a command die already on Gris. Gris is still under the instructions to go for the throat.
Mm-hmm. Nat has used her command die.
Yeah, she needed
no, she's
it for
not.
that one. No, she used
Oh
it
yeah,
for
that's
the
right. All right, then he'll hand out his final command die to her. It's time to finish this. Then he'll forfeit movement.
With that command die, she'll use her reaction. To do as instructed to put. Optics wise, this is about to sound terrible, but it's time to put this little girl to sleep. Again, this sounds terrible optics wise. So, fisticuffs, advantage. That's a nat 1, nat 20.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nat.
So, well, I mean, this is gonna do a lot of damage. This is Divine Smite extra damage, Blackout 15, Blackout 10 is off. All of this is plus, there's damage missing off that. Divine Smite extra damage. It didn't roll my normal Divine Smite. Roll 2d8. And then it also adds 24, 8 plus 32, 74. That does 80 damage.
That puts Nat up on the board too. A beautiful blow descending down. And for Nat, on impact, the world fades away. And for a moment, she's standing in an empty space where the water and the sky almost merge as one. The stars overhead dance and twinkle in and amongst sprawled paintings of nebulae and swirling movements. Standing across from her, hugging her own knees, is what looks like a little girl sobbing to herself, clutching a mostly destroyed teddy bear. The arm is missing, calcified with crystal where it had recently been broken off. A familiar teddy bear.
I will walk over to her.
Mm-hmm. The little girl looks up to Nat and sniffles, and it's a familiar face, the same little girl from that same painting, that same family. Her skin is deathly pale as alabaster. Veins of black run from the eyes and along multiple parts of the body. And in some areas where it's densest, they start to turn purple. Her hands are cold to the touch as she reaches out to kind of clasp at Nat slightly. She gives another sniffle. She hugs back. And as she does, as her form slightly grows more almost opaque in a way, her coldness gives way to warmth.
What's the bear's name?
She looks down at the bear. She kind of squints, almost trying to remember.
What's your name?
She shakes her head slowly. She opens her mouth, trying to speak, but the words don't quite come out. She coughs a few times, runs through a few different tones and tunes, familiar, almost haunting hums that echo at the edges of memories and pluck at the visions of what were and what could have been.
Could she, this is like nerd shit, spell out the name using the musical notes? We'll just like make an arbitrary.
She can. Yep, she can do her best. She hums her name out to be Rose, or at least the best to her abilities.
Alright, Rose. You can rest now.
The bear's name is Mr. Butters.
I'll keep him safe. You can rest now.
She nods slowly.
Hold her close.
It seems like an eternity, but in reality it's only a few seconds before she shifts, looking past Nat into the emptiness beyond. And even as Nat looks, little Rose brightens up for a second, the beginnings of a smile playing about her face as she stands and begins to walk.
I will take her as far as I can until I feel it is no longer safe to do so.
With each step forward, Rose fades more and more as the more of her own lives that she sees that never happened to begin to fade away, giving way to the actual life that was. Rose finds it easier to continue moving forward, continue moving on, to pass on. With each step forward, Nat feels the weight of the life that is for her, her friends, her family, her loved ones, her memories all calling back to her, and each step grows harder. Eventually, the two do separate, and as the last little bits of Rose's fingers drift away from Nat's palm, the very, very most core memories of Nat, the most important of things to her, anchoring her soul back to the land of the living, snap her back, and as she comes to, she's lying on her back, staring at the sky. Surrounding her are her three friends, her team.
I think we did it.
The others look around, Ashton grinning ear to ear, Sugar maintaining his neutral expression, whatever Gris looks like by default.
It's hard to tell he's got a mask on.
Hmm. As you look up, Nat, the sky is no longer the strange, eerie purple and distant. It's blue again. The constant pressure of the corruption around is gone. Things feel right again. There aren't voices playing at the edge of your memories. There aren't thoughts of what is or what could be or what, well, never was playing at your mind. Instead, there is the real world. A short distance away, smiling, a rare sight, smiling proudly at her own daughter is Professor Knight, smiling at her four adopted children. Well, one biological and three adopted, but having witnessed something that hasn't happened in Vacuo since she was a student. The collapse of an abyss, one of the four, correction, she reminds herself, one of the three abyss now remaining in, well, it was four, now it's three, remaining in Vacuo. That is where things lie for Team Enigma for now. They did it.
They did it. And as the team walk away, Nat will linger behind as she so often does. Take a look around at the world as it begins to become normal once more. She'll let out a small whistle of a tune, not unlike the tune that Rose sang to her. And I believe that'll do it
Mm-hmm.
for us.
Indeed, it shall.
Any final words before I wrap it up?
Good, tasty, delicious. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, those that have joined us. I'm looking forward to being able to pursue more story itself once we get in. We're still in a lot of testing right now, so might be a few more of these to go. I don't know yet, but we're hammering it down bit by bit, mechanic by mechanic. Once that's all sorted, then it'll be time for the real juiciness.
Yeah. And to play us out, I have a song for us all. Ghost Town Triumph by Vincent Pedulla. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all again next time.
Bye.